All right, Steve, I guess I'll just lob you a softball. Seesaw game. What'd you think of that one?
Well, it was an interesting game. A lot of swings, some strategic adjustments, by both teams along the way. Orlando had to play without a point guard for 44 minutes when Mason went down. I thought they were fantastic. I thought Steve Clifford just did a great job of putting pressure on us. His defensive game plan to start the game made things tricky on us, and they were well prepared. And they played hard, and they made shots, and they made us earn it with 48 minutes. So we got it done. I was very proud of our guys. Nobody?
What can you, what can you say more just kind of about Steph? I mean, we've talked about it, game after game lately, but 10 threes tonight, 40 points, and it seemed pretty routine for him.
It is routine, which is the crazy part of it. You just come to expect it. And these threes that he hits when there's nothing there offensively, and he just uses his dribble to free himself up. Not exactly with a ton of space, just a few inches of space, and then he rises up, and you expect every single one of them to go in. It's kind of crazy. He's in a really good groove, and so is Draymond. I think that's a big part of it, is just how well Draymond is playing and how well they play together. And then, of course, Juan played a huge role tonight. Orlando kind of took away the Steph Draymond pick and roll with their matchups, and so we had to kind of change some of our lineups, and then I thought Juan, after not starting the second half, to stay ready and to come in at the 7.5 minute mark, whatever it was, 8 minute mark of the fourth quarter, and then give us that spark. What a pro Juan is. Guy's amazing.
Steve, what adjustments did you guys discuss?
Go ahead, Rachel.
Oh.
Rachel,
Janie, you can go first. Okay.
Janie, what do you got?
Janie, go first. I'll follow.
Sorry, it's so hard to tell, Rachel. I didn't hear.
No worries.
Steve, what adjustments did you discuss at halftime after you guys had a nice lead and they came back and closed out the first half on such a run to take the lead again? What did you say to the guys?
Well, they had us bottled up. We had a good first quarter because we defended. We held them to 19 points, and then they blitzed us in the second quarter, 36 points, and they had us bottled up. We just couldn't find any space, and that's why we made the lineup change to start the third quarter, just to try to open up the floor a little bit for Steph. And I thought Mike Mulder did a great job tonight. He came in, and I think he played the whole third quarter and knocked down some big shots for us, stretched the floor out, really defended. And so the biggest thing was just not really the strategy, was just the emotional adjustment at halftime of, hey, we're in a dogfight. This is, almost predictable when a team is without a bunch of its best players. These games are hard because you got a whole bunch of hungry guys coming onto the floor ready to make the most of their minutes. And that's what we saw with Orlando. A lot of really good performances from their young guys. And so we had to fight for everything. And I thought second half, really 24 minutes of intensity, energy. Andrew Wiggins did a great job putting pressure on the ball. And we kind of wore them down, I thought, a little bit.
Steve, is there a specific time you remember from maybe your first year coaching there where you really saw Steph and Draymond interacting with each other? I don't know, practice or just in the locker room or something, where you sort of, it dawned on you that their relationship was so specific and different and close?
I think it evolved over time. I arrived, I think, in Draymond's third year, maybe it was his fourth year. So they already knew each other really well. But that first year coaching was Draymond's first year as a starter.
Mhm.
And I think that year they really cemented kind of their bond on the floor. They were already great friends off the floor, but on the court they really made that connection that first year, and it's grown ever since. And now they just know each other so well they could play together in their sleep. They know exactly where the other one's going to be all the time.
Does it ever manifest off the court also with the two of them, or no?
I don't know. We've all been locked in our hotel rooms all year, so.
Who
But
can
say? They're great. They're great friends, and what I like about them is they complement each other so well, and they're such good leaders for our team because they are so opposite, in their approach, and they're so the Draymond brings the fire and the energy and the edge, and Steph brings obviously the skill, but just the calming presence as well. So they're a great combination.
Thanks.
Steve, do you ever talk to Steph about the kinds of defenses that he faces? Like he faces a box and one now, and do you ever talk to him about that, or as he was developing as a player? When he started getting double and triple team, did you talk to him about those things?
Well, of course, that's kind of our job as a staff, is to help the players figure out how to attack, and when they see different defenses, we watch the film and we try to come up with ideas and thoughts for the players that will allow them to see a clear picture of what's happening. But with that said, that's part of the genius of Steph and Draymond when they're together is, they have just an innate sense of, how to beat the different defenses they're seeing, because they've seen literally everything. And so it's, this is what experience is all about. It's why you need veteran players in this league, because you just file information away every single night, and when you've played for 10 or 12 years like those two have, you just get it. You see it.
Steve, Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Vucevic is 6'11", 260. Juan is 6'6", 213. How would you describe how he guarded him down the block?
Well, I mean, Vucevic is a great player. He's an all-star caliber player, and he's a handful. Draymond was on him most of the game, but Juan spent time on him as well. And Juan just tried to use his quickness. And I thought there was a big stretch there mid-fourth quarter before Draymond came back in when Juan was on him, and they went to him about 3 times. And Juan did a great job using his speed, but he got a lot of help. I thought Steph came in and maybe stole the ball twice from the weak side. It just looked like we had 5 guys on a string playing with a lot of energy and forced a couple turnovers there. That was a big stretch, and then we got Draymond back in the game.
Does Steph deserve to be in the MVP conversation?
I think so. Do you? How could he not be? He's otherworldly.
Steve, I kind of want to go back to that box and one topic. Now that Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins have seen that defense a little bit, how do you feel like they are adjusting, kind of attacking off that second side and helping out Steph in those situations?
Well, I think Kelly looks as comfortable as he has been all year. I loved his second half in particular, his defense, his energy on the glass. I think he recognized that we really needed his effort on the boards. He had 10 rebounds tonight. And the more these guys play together, the more comfortable Kelly and Andrew both are. The thing, I mean, all these defenses, and actually, tonight was more a case of Orlando changing matchups. It wasn't box and one. It was more, changing the matchups around, and they had a lot of help built in the way they schemed to start the game, and so the paint was really packed, and we had a hard time getting into the paint and scoring in the lane. That's why we launched, I think, 30 3-pointers in the first half, which Raymond didn't tell me, but it's got to be a record for Warriors for one half. Now he's telling me, after the press conference is almost over. So Raymond's got to step up a little bit, but I'll talk to him once we're done.
Hey, Coach, Mark Haynes from Clutch Points. Steph had it going tonight from 3. You've been coaching him for a while. I was just wondering, is there ever a time Steph takes a shot and you kind of cringe?
Not since about 6 weeks into my first year coaching. I cringed all the time those first 6 weeks because all the shots that he took, I had the voices of all my former coaches in my head saying, that's a terrible shot. And then after 6 weeks, I realized he was shooting about 40% on those shots. And I finally realized any shot Steph wants is a good shot. So he literally changed the game to the point where, people like me had to change our opinion on what a good shot and what a bad shot was.
Did you see the Juan pre-Steph triple celebration?
Did I see what, Carlos?
Juan's pre-Steph 3-pointer celebration. He gave the extra pass, and right before Steph launched it, he broke out a celebration we've never seen before.
I did not notice that. I'll look for it on the tape, though.